How's it going, everybody? Ricker here, and I'm out at a really cool location, perfect for flying drones, especially like micro drones and FPV drones. As the weather gets colder in the northern hemisphere, I'm always on the lookout for something that I can fly both outdoors on a mild day like today and indoors on a really cool day where I don't want to like freeze off my fingers. BetaFPV within the last month or two has released the Meteor65, a little 65mm micro drone, perfect for both applications. It's a little micro that's powered by BT 2.0 connectors instead of the PH 2.0. Even though it's a one cell battery little micro racer, it's really powerful because of that. I've flown some one cell micro quads outside and inside, like the Eachine US65, and it's kind of lackluster. It's not really that powerful. It's not that fun. Indoors it might be okay, but outdoors it really suffers. So to have something that's still a one cell micro quad that performs as well and as long as this one does is pretty amazing. Now, of course, this is analog FPV, so we're gonna be using just some Fat Shark goggles as well as my Jumper T16 radio. Super lightweight. It's got its own little flight controller with ESCs, which is much smaller than like the Crazy Bee F4 Pro that I'm used to seeing. On the website, you can get either the 0802 22,000 kV motors or the 19,500 kV. And this is actually the 19,500. So this is a nice, I guess, a middle ground compromise between speed and performance and also flight time. So I think this is probably the best, all things considered. 22,000 is what Joshua Bardwell won one of his indoor little micro whoop races with, and he was up against some two cell quads. So that's just a testament to how well 22,000 works in comparison with some of those. But he was also lacking some flight time and didn't complete some of his laps that he was hoping for. So 19,500 I think is a great compromise for power as well as flight time. Now this is only 22.84 grams. So if you're worried about registration, I mean, 22, this is less than a tenth of what it would take to register a drone in the United States. Crazy. And here are the batteries. Now these are high volt packs, so at 300 milliamp hours and 4.35 volts. And they also give you some BT 2.0 connectors so you can convert your own batteries to BT 2.0 and take advantage of some of that awesome amperage draw that BT 2.0 allows. I think PH 2.0 only allows like up to 4.5 amps. With the BT 2.0, you can actually get a 9 amp continuous and a 15 amp burst current out of that. And so this no longer feels like a one cell micro quad. This feels like almost a two cell in some instances. I'm not gonna say it's gonna compete all the time with a two cell, but it's definitely zippy and it's fast. All right, so the battery slides right there into the harness. And then we'll connect the BT 2.0 right there. And we hear the ESCs boot up. It's very quiet, but you can hear it. Let's put this on the ground and we'll get our jumper started and we'll get this going. It's so light, this is crazy. So I'm flying an acro and I'm gonna take it easy for the first part of this battery and just kind of scope out the territory. You can see this place is really awesome. I'm also keeping an eye on my signal strength. So I went around two of these little glass partitions here and I got a message saying that my signal was low on my radio. So it looks like I'm gonna be able to go around two. Let's push this a little bit harder. I'm really gonna focus now, so I might not talk too much. We'll see. Let's see if we can do any acro. Yeah, a little bit. All right, RSSI low there. So we can go through about half of this area. Now I do not have the stock jumper antenna. I lost the darn thing, so that's not helping. But I'm just gonna keep rolling around here. That's where I was propped up right there. I'm gonna bring this in at about 3 volts. It's definitely going to recover when I land back to something more respectable like 3.5 or 3.6, hopefully. Oh, whoa, see, that must be wind, I think. I get a little gust of wind down there, and I definitely get pushed around a little bit. Okay, we're getting a little 3 volt warning there, low battery warning on the left. So from past, oh, there it is. Okay, so from past experience, yeah, when it gets to a certain level, it just drops. That was actually pretty fun. I'm gonna put in another one and maybe I can stand more centralized to where I want to fly. Maybe I can get better RSSI that way. Video was fine. So when I was trying to punch out there, I did get a little It got a little hairy. Let's see. Wow. I mean, it's fast. It wobbles a little bit. Maybe that's a tuning issue. Maybe it's just because it's freaking small and it's outside. But this is actually pretty fun. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute Amber the sound pack. I know it's RSSI low. I don't need to hear that. Here we go. Yeah. So if he's, wow, I didn't even see him until it was almost too late, that tree. So this little Meteor65 suffers a little bit when you want to punch back after you're falling. So if you want to fall and then punch out, it kind of has some prop wash issues, and it doesn't seem to want to catch itself too much. That's where that 1S power is probably coming into play. So I mean, outside it's not perfect. You probably would have more fun with a 2-cell battery out here. But this is probably the best little micro quad if this is all you had to compromise between flying indoors and outdoors. I mean, I certainly wouldn't be flying this close to me if I had a 5-inch. This is as fast as it'll go. Whoa! So I get little dips like that, and I don't know if that's flight controller or like battery or just wind, but I do get a dip on occasion after a punch out or something, and it kind of leans to the right. Could be just the fact that it's freaking small and it's breezy. I'm gonna come back before I tear up the battery too much. Now, durability is also sometimes an issue with these small, micro quads, especially something like this. 3.14 gram frame. You think, okay, how strong is that? It's pretty strong. I had some friends fly this the other day, and they definitely gave it some hell. And then I have crashed it a little bit as well. Although since I'm the reviewer, I do try and take care of my stuff. Camera seems to be pretty good. It's not amazing. Like here, it gets blown out, and it takes a while to fix itself. Like this wall got pretty blown out until I focused on it. So it's not the best camera I've seen, but it's actually better, I think, than the US65 camera. The US65 camera, though, did have the best performing light, the Eachine US65, in low light, I mean. This one is just decent. It's, I'd say, just standard low light. But otherwise, we're having a great time. I can see everything, and the video transmitter at 25 milliwatts is holding up just fine. At this point, you're really limited by that little FreeSky or whatever SPI connector. Video is going to be just fine. And here we go. We're going up the staircase again. I got like no breakups. That's great. I hear my friend Scott coming up. So let's see what he is up to. There he is. No, I'm going too fast for that. But dude, for how small it is, and being 1S, like it feels like a combination of 1 and 2. It does not feel like 1, I'll tell you that. And I'm like booking it, and I don't see that sag that I would see with the PH 2.0. You know, it's kind of locked in at 3.2 volts right now.
I'm just waiting for the battery to die.
It'll happen at about 3 or maybe 2.9. Then all of a sudden it just...
Yeah, you were telling me it just kind of
dive bombs.
Shelby's house, I remember doing something like that.
But I'm really pushing it, man. I don't know what time, like flight time we're talking about here, but it's been a good time so far. Oh, there it is. So I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna be proactive about this. I don't want to go and walk. Come on. Here's the BT 2.0 USB charger in action on a RAV Power USB hub. So it charges both together like that, and you can also use this port right here as a checker. And also because they give you some adapters for BT 2.0 to PH 2.0, that means you can use your old charger to also charge batteries. Like these are ones that I've already converted over from PH 2.0 to BT 2.0. This is how you can use your old charger and, you know, keep charging a lot quicker than you would normally with just this. All right, so my thoughts about flying outdoors during the day. Camera looks pretty good. There's a little bit of like blown outness. The dynamic range seemed to suffer just a little bit. However, flying at night is where I think this camera suffers a little bit. It's not a great low light performer. I've seen other cameras perform a little better at night. The Yixin US65 performed a little better in low light. However, I think this has the better camera during the day. And of course, 65 millimeters, this is way outperforming that little US65 at 1S. So the BT 2.0 connectors, I believe in them. I'm going to convert a lot more batteries to them. And I'm probably going to start phasing out some of my PH 2.0 quads, at the very least converting them using some of those supplied converting adapters and pins that they gave you. Now at $110, this is maybe a little bit more expensive than most 1S 65 millimeter quads, but it's got the latest technology. It's got, like I said, a good camera. It's got these motors that maybe at 22,000 kV would blast anything out of the water of similar size and other specs. And with the BT 2.0, I think this could actually really go head to head with a 2-cell racer, maybe an indoor or an outdoor track where precision is key. Thank you so much to BetaFPV for sending this to me. Also, they've got a few other things up their sleeve coming out soon. I'm really looking forward to trying them out and just seeing where the world of FPV goes in 2020. So happy New Year, and thank you so much for watching. Happy flying as well.